Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Jesse with the Loader Real Estate Group at eXp Realty. I wanted to do a little 5-minute market update for you. Now that we're over that back to school hump, sports and hockey and everything is all firing back up, and hopefully we're all settling into a new routine here shortly. So I wanted to kind of talk about what's happened over the past 3 months, like kind of over the summer. In this year in 2021 in comparison to last year. So a lot of what we're hearing like kind of in the grapevine is that the real estate market's on fire, everything is selling very quickly, prices have gone up quite a bit, and that is true to some degree. I would say when you're looking around the greater Edmonton area, obviously Edmonton is kind of leading the way in that charge, as well as places like St. Albert, but Leduc has still done a lot better here in 2021 than it did in 2020. So I wanted to share some numbers with you just to kind of put it in perspective a little bit. So this year, going back, this is about the middle of September right now, in case you're watching this later, but going back just kind of over the summer months, kind of mid-June to mid-September, okay? So in the past approximately 90 days, in 2021, we've had 183 properties that have sold. The average sale price of all, now, I'm excluding condos from this. This is just single family homes. So this is duplexes and your starter homes and big, huge ones, everything except for condos and vacant lots, okay? So 183 sold for an average sale price of $395,000. That's the highest average sale price we've had now in quite a few years, probably since 2014 or so, maybe 2015. The average days on market is 36. That's significantly lower as well than it has been previously by like half. And then I always like to kind of throw in these little tidbits just for your own personal curiosity. Perhaps the lowest home that has sold over the past 90 days was just under $200,000 at 198. And that's a little half duplex over near the Alexandra Arena. The highest property that has sold this summer was the Jacobs Construction show home over in Edgewater for a price of $780,000. Okay, so like I said, 183 homes sold for $395,000, and it took just over a month to sell it on average. Okay, so now let's compare that to last year, right? 2020. So this is like in the middle of all the craziness that we still seem to be in, but last year was interesting, right? But the market was going quite well. But it wasn't as good as it is now. So in 2020, we had 166 properties that have sold. So I don't know, 17 less properties that have sold last year than compared to this year. Not a huge difference, but a little bit there. Now, the biggest difference here is the average sale price. So the average sale price of single family homes last summer, when you look at that chunk compared to this year, was $358,000. And this year, like I said, it's $395,000. That's a pretty big jump, actually. Now, a bit of an asterisk with that is that it doesn't always mean that everything is increasing by that percentage. Some of that is that just more expensive homes sold this year than last year, and that is true. So realistically, did the average price of the house increase by that much? No, not really, but it did increase from last year. The days on market was just under 2 months. It was 56 days on market. So about 20 days longer to sell a home last year than this year. And again, just for your interesting tidbits, the lowest price home that sold last summer was 120 grand. Again, another little half duplex in an older part of town. The highest property that sold last year was 700,000. Now that was actually a fourplex. So that's a little deceiving. So when you look at a single family home, the highest price the home sold for last summer was $585,000. So right there, as you can see, there's the differences in pricing, right? So this year we've had some of the more expensive homes that are actually selling, where last year it was a lot tougher. So that's helping the average sale price creep up as well. But don't get me wrong, home prices over the last 18 months have increased. Okay, your home is worth more today than it was worth pre-COVID. In most cases, all right? So what I'm seeing now is the last peak of the real estate market as far as pricing goes was 2014, early 2015, okay? That was when we were at the last peak. We're about there again. We kind of came down in the middle, and now we're, again, on average, we're about at that 2014, early 2015 level. So if you bought then, which a lot of people did, 2013, 2014, 2015, I've talked to a lot of those folks over the past 2-3 years that were thinking about selling their house and there just wasn't enough money, right? Now you should be getting back to that level. So anyways, there's a quick little snapshot of what's kind of going on in the market, what's happened this summer here. Now, as we roll into the fall season, typically gets quite busy again. We're going to see a lot of listings come on the market, I think, here this fall. And then from there, who knows? You know, you got to take the real estate market in very short chunks when you're trying to predict things because there's a lot going on in the world still and a lot can change. So there's my 2 cents for now. If you have any questions about your personal situation, as always, please feel free to reach out. Hope you guys have an awesome day. We'll talk to you soon.